Aurelius Augustinus, better known as Augustine of Hippo, or simply Saint Augustine, is one of the most influential writers and thinkers in the history of humankind. His works helped shape nothing less than Western Christianity and Western philosophy. His Confessions created the genre of autobiography as we know it today. His City of God offered a new view of human history and a new concept of happiness and justice. He came to be hailed as one of the four fathers of the Latin Church, along with Ambrose, Jerome, and Pope Gregory the Great, and of those four he casts by far the longest shadow today. Yet in celebrating Augustine's influence on Western thought, we miss a key point. Augustine was African. For many centuries, his North African birth and Amazigh, Berber heritage have been simply dismissed, and we have ignored the fact that all his greatest works emerged from an African context. Appropriated for a Western version of Christianity based in Europe, they are read as if it doesn't matter where they were written. Augustine the African, the man in his own surroundings, is submerged. In fact, a core strand of the culture that Europe claims as its own stems from Africa. It wasn't until I was in Augustine's homeland of Algeria a few years ago that I realized how fundamental Augustine's African context is to his works, and hence to the myriad writers and thinkers who have built upon them. Walking through the silent ruins of Augustine's city in the late fall sunlight, with the mountains behind me veiled in an autumnal haze, and the blades of grass between the tumbled columns casting sharp little shadows, I looked out north toward the sea, in the direction of Italy, and I began to understand something of Augustine's deep ambivalence about the dominant force of Rome. Much of Augustine's mature thought depended upon his ability to look at Rome from Africa and question that dominance. Beginning to reread Augustine's works on my return from Algeria, I discovered that everything about his life shifts once it is fully envisioned as an African life. Capturing that shift is what is new about this book. The fights Augustine got into, the alliances he made, the intellectual and philosophical positions he espoused, all are inflected by his view from Africa. The North African language of Punic helped him to think about translations of the Bible. The North African schismatic church sharpened his biblical interpretation. The politics of North Africa helped him develop his theory of just war. Africa shaped Augustine's life and thought in far-reaching ways.